This safety room is starting to look nasty, man. Another Power 5 transfer. Guy's been at Oklahoma, been at Washington, and all over the country. Let's talk about it, man. Stick around.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up? Welcome back in, guys. My name's Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia. Let's hope and pray that the camera issues are fixed. I'm going to take it to a computer specialist tomorrow, but I did what I could with it as I've been in the task manager. I've been doing stuff, clearing cache or cache or whatever you call it. I'm definitely not what you would consider tech savvy, but I'm doing my best. So if it goes out again, just the audio will be here, and I will have it fixed tomorrow for sure. But I've had it on here for like 20 minutes, and nothing's happened to it. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to go out on me. So I've been sitting here waiting to go live, making sure it wasn't going to go off. So we'll see. West Virginia got another commit in between the last video I did and this video. And this one here was the number one JUCO safety in the country at Bakersfield Community College and a 4-star transfer. He was at Oklahoma. This past season, he was at Washington. He's been around a little everywhere. And this guy on tape, probably the most gifted athletically on the roster now. I don't know where he's at post injuries. That's another story all in of itself. And I'm assuming there's some Zac Alley connections going on here, obviously, with this kid being at Oklahoma and all that. So let's jump into it and talk about Justin Harrington, who is definitely that Robert Sands type player. 6'3", 210 pounds. And if you go to his profile over on X, I know I say this a lot, because a lot of these guys have highlight on their X page, right? So there's nothing wrong with going over there to check out highlights. And look, in this case, you even get a little bit better. You get practice footage, man. You get to see what Harrington looked like against just Oklahoma guys, in practice and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to, let's see what his X account is. Let's see. Okay, his X account is at show_3. So that's at show SHOWW_3. Justin Show Harrington. He's a guy that's been at Bakersfield. He's a guy that's been at Oklahoma Sooner. He's a guy that's been at Washington Husky. But I mean, look, Oklahoma was taking him. Washington was taking him for a reason, because this guy is extremely, extremely talented. Like I said, 6'3", 210 pounds. He's a North Carolina native. He was with Oklahoma for 3 seasons. So, I mean, it's pretty good if you're able to stay in a place like that for 3 years. He had a redshirt year there. Then he had 29 tackles and a pair of picks. He started 2 games at the cheetah position in 2023 prior to a season-ending injury. He was one of the top juniors. He's actually the top junior college safety in the country at Bakersfield, where he put up, what was the numbers I have written down here? 97 tackles and 7 interceptions over the course of 2.5 seasons. So extremely productive. So I know he visited, I want to say yesterday, day before, and committed pretty quickly. So this all came together really fast. I didn't know he was on campus. So he slipped past me. So like, this is the defense has got 7 transfer portal additions so far, guys, and it continues to build it. I am excited, man. Obviously, if you go watch this guy's tape, I think what he does well is he's got corner skills at the safety spot. He's a guy that you can play in the box. He's a guy that you can play at free. So if you want him at strong or at free, it really doesn't matter. He can do both. He's done both at the college level. Man, if you see this guy in this is another guy, very similar to what I was saying about Coach Jr. In press man, this guy is a seatbelt. He's even played corner. So he's so long at 6'3". He uses his length, obviously, to his advantage to disrupt guys. He gets up into them because, obviously, at the collegiate level, you can make contact up until when a pass is thrown. So you can reroute a guy pretty much anywhere as long as you're not holding them. And a guy like this is great at doing that. And he's played against some of the best competition you can think of in the Big Ten and in the SEC/Big 12. So I think this is a great pickup for West Virginia. It's a high risk, high reward type situation. He's coming off an injury. He's got a lot to prove from what I'm understanding. And I haven't been able to speak with him yet. I've spoken with almost all of the guys in the portal so far, but not this guy yet. And I do like that Beanie Bishop comparison, Chaz, because I think you look at it and you say, okay, here's a guy who wasn't exactly utilized correctly at a Power 4 stop. And West Virginia is the kind of spot where a guy like this could come and flourish because he's going to be utilized. His talents are going to be realized. He's going to be given some TLC. And as long as he can stay healthy, I'll just tell you this. If he stays healthy, he'll make an impact. Go watch the tape. This guy is extremely talented on tape. So I don't want to hear it that he doesn't have a lot of stats or didn't play a lot. He was tabbed as the starting cheetah at Oklahoma in 2023 going into that year. So I just want to say, you don't get that without being really good. So if you were a starter at Oklahoma, you could dang sure start at West Virginia. That's just the truth. I'm not saying that they're better at every position than we are, but I would more than likely guess that, their secondary pieces are extremely talented. So what does this mean for West Virginia? Well, I think a few things. Let's talk about that because this safety room is completely made. They're likely going to run a 3-3-5 defense, right? Could West Virginia have the best or some of the best upside for a back end that we've had in 5-6 years and possibly in the Big 12? We'll talk about that next on Locked On West Virginia. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is brought to you by TurboTax. This is a message from TurboTax, guys. Are you tired of endless waiting, wondering, worrying about your taxes? Well, that's a thing of the past. When it comes to TurboTax, you see, taxes don't need to be complicated or stressful. TurboTax is here to change the game by matching you with a TurboTax expert who can get your work on return right away. No more waiting for answers. No more wondering if you're missing out on deductions. Whether you've got one form or 20, TurboTax experts give you their taxes with undivided attention while you get real-time updates and analysis on their progress. That way you can focus on what really matters, your life. You won't have to lift a finger. You can get that peace of mind knowing that your taxes are being handled by the pros. Ready for stress-free taxes and the most money back guaranteed? Well, head over to TurboTax.com and get matched with your expert who's ready to take your taxes off your plate so you can focus on your day. Only available with TurboTax Live, full service, real-time updates only in the iOS mobile app. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. It's segment 2. Let's crack a do. So this is something I want to talk about. This back into this defense. I was thinking about it earlier. How good is this defense going to look already? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm really, really high on two of the guys that we pulled at the safety spot, and really, really high on one of the guys we've gotten at the corner spot. Like better than anybody we've had during Neil Brown's tenure outside of Bishop and Charles Woods. And at safety, I can't even think of anybody, not even Aubrey Burks, that gets me more excited than these guys. So I'll just go ahead and say it. I think the West Virginia 3-3-5 defense is going to be absolutely suffocating next year. And when you think about the guys, like I said earlier, who could man the back end of that defense, not only do you have Zay Jennings possibly in the mix for that, a guy that'll be on that back end that I'm just saying, hey, look, this is a guy that could, we know what he was like as a freshman last year. Extremely talented. We all thought he should have been on the field, right? We thought Zay Jennings should have got more time on the field. Now you're talking about adding this guy here who was able to start at Oklahoma, put him anywhere. He can play corner, he can play safety, he can play in the box, he can play it free. Like, he's so versatile, guys. He could probably play him at spur or at spear. Like, you can do a lot with a guy like this at 6'3", 210 pounds. Like, you want him to gain 30 pounds, put him in linebacker. Seriously, like, this is a true blue big-time pickup. And then you're talking about, oh, by the way, what I think was the one, if you want to talk about probably, in my opinion, the second best safety available in the portal was Fred Perry at Jacksonville State. Everybody wanted this guy. He could have went almost anywhere he wanted. Like, Zach State, they did such a good job with that secondary last year. Poyser went to Auburn. Fred Perry went to us. The other kid, the corner, Anderson, or whatever his name was from yesterday, is it Anderson? I can't remember exactly his last name. I'll get his name eventually. I've only known it for one day. The other corner from Jack State went to a Power 4 school. And I get that we may be reaching a little bit with one or two of these guys, but not Fred Perry. Fred Perry from Jack State was going to be a Power 4 player no matter where he had options. I spoke with him. Like, he had Ole Miss. He had all kinds of places reaching out. So this is a guy that, we got in our secondary that I wasn't expecting to get. I wasn't. And so I'm like, holy cow. And then, wait, you mean to tell me that Jordan Walker from UT Chattanooga is the other guy? What? So we've got these three guys on the back end for safety already. We've got Coach Jr. at one of the corner spots. Our secondary is totally rebuilt. And there are pieces that we don't even know about yet that I think is, could come into play. Like I said, Zay Jennings, like, there is a lot of other pieces. So like I said, also been waiting for another commitment tonight, but it still hasn't happened yet. Hoping it does, because there was I want to say another G5 guy or there was another one I was looking for to happen tonight. So we'll see what happens there too. Colorado State guy just committed, guys. We got breaking news. Chase Wilson from Colorado State commits to the Mountaineers, according to people in my chat. So let me go to something here and see if I can figure out exactly what is happening right here. We'll break that down live as we talk about it. Yep, here it is right there. Chase Wilson from Colorado State, a linebacker, is in Morgantown. So, hey, perfect timing, right? Let's try to find his profile here as we roll through. Chase Wilson. I'll just try to look it up on the fly. Let's see. There he is. Boom. He's got it. He's got it right there on his page. His X page is at CJ Wilson _18. He went into the portal not even on January 8th. So this is why I didn't know. I knew there was a G5 guy coming in, but I didn't know who. Outside of that, I don't know anything else about him yet. Trying to figure this out on the fly. Looks like there's a couple videos of him getting game balls. Let's see if I can look this up on the fly while we're doing the video. Let me go to Google really quick and type in Chase Wilson, Colorado State stats, and see what kind of stats we got going on here. I'm assuming they're probably pretty dang good. Whoa, that can't be right. Hold on a second now. If that's right, I'm going to get really excited. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm about to get really excited here. 6'1", 230 from Arvada, Colorado. All Mountain West in 2023. I don't see anything for 2024 here. He started all 12 games at linebacker in 2023, finishing second on the team with 107 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, recovered a fumble against Middle Tennessee, and recorded 6 games with double-figure tackles, including 15 in one game. Holy smackerel. So let's go on to the ESPN here and see if we can find what his 20 – okay, so it looks like by the look of it, maybe his 24 season got cut short. And by what the numbers I'm seeing here, let's see how many games he played in. Yeah, it looks like he might have had a – let's see. I'm only seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games here. Let's see if I can see all. Somebody might be able to confirm here what he did in 2024. ESPN says 39 tackles and 2 interceptions. I'm assuming based off the year before when he had 107 that was probably something happened here. I'm not exactly sure what. But what I'm seeing in, because let's see. I don't know. It's something I'll have to look into a little bit more. Obviously, I haven't been able to peep his tape yet either. So I can't break that down for you yet. I'm trying to multitask and watch a little bit while we're on here. I know that's crazy. Let's see if I can find anything to give me an idea of what he looks like out there. Nothing yet. So I'll just check this out off stream. But look, this is another huge pickup, guys. 107 tackles. This is exactly what we needed. We know the linebacker room is depleted. So this is a big pickup for the Mountaineers. And they had another defensive addition. And look, I think Richrod knows I can get the offense up and down the field with a can of paint. I don't even know what that refers to, but it sounded good in my head. He can get the offense up and down the field with a can of paint. I'm going to say it again. But, he knows basically what that means is I don't need much on the offensive side, and we've already got a lot. We've got Jalen Henderson. We got Nico Marchiol. We've got Jaheim White. We've got Ty Edwards. We've got LJ. We've got LJ from the JUCO kid. And we've got the receivers that we already added. Cam Vaughn, Trial. We've got guys, man. Like, let's go, guys. Like, this team is coming together. Remember when everybody was saying a week ago, oh, we won't get our first commit. Like, seriously, I was so tired of hearing it because we got hired a coach in December and we needed some time. Now we've gotten almost 20 transfers. Well, that'll be 20, I think. 20 transfers in what, a week and a half? Come on, guys. Like, this is amazing. And we ain't done yet. We're not done yet, man. We've got a lot more to do. Guys, we're going to end up being so good this year. I can feel it in my bones. Get hype, man. This team is going to come together. Richrod's got the support. Think about this. Rich Rodriguez, who it just all comes together in this huge mold of greatness, because you're talking about Richrod, who basically helped build the program to what it was, didn't get any support. He left. We'll give you that. And it was their fault with passed along and not supporting. So he had to go a different route. Realized he made a big mistake. And so he's worked 17 years to get back to this place. And the facilities that should have been there, the financial support that should have been there, the staff that is the support for the staff and the staff that should have been there is all here now for him. So that's just like God, sometimes God answers prayers. The answer just happens to be no sometimes. And sometimes I don't know what I'm ready for, right? Like, it's like somebody, I used to say, I wish I could win $1 million, but how do I know I'm ready for $1 million? Can you handle success? Can you handle failure? Can you handle having great finances? Can you handle having the kind of success you were going to have at that age when you were at West Virginia? I don't know. So I think we're in an age now with Richrod at 61 years old. He made the mistakes he was going to make at Arizona. Sorry, Arizona. He did what he did. I don't know, exactly the ins and outs, but like allegedly he did some things. I don't know or care really at this point because it's so long ago and he's already paid for that. And I don't like to punish people for things they did 10 years ago. It happens to me all the time. So, but what I'm saying is he made some mistakes along the way. And like he says, every interview, if you make the same mistake 25 years in a row, repeated, you never grew or learned, right? So he is trying to grow every year as a coach. And look where we're at with Richrod in tow. And I don't want to say national contenders like I see in the chat there. Okay, so I've got an update here. ESPN stats are wrong for some reason. In 2024, he finished the season with 91 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, and was second-team all-conference team captain. 2023, 107 tackles. So this is an elite pickup. Like, can you ask for more? Can you ask for more than a guy that had 200 tackles in 2 years, 5 picks? I don't think so. Or 4 picks or whatever it is. This defense, man, continues to get better. And what do you have to have in the 3-3-5? You've got to have big, physical defensive linemen that can plug up rushing lanes so that linebackers and secondary pieces can rush to the ball and swarm. What do we got going on right now? I think we're going to have an advanced version of what Iowa State's been so good at because we're going to have better players than they are. Let's just flat out the truth. We got more money and a better coach, I think, at the 3-3-5 now, which I get it. Hickok is like right now one of the very best in college football, but so is Zac Alley. So Coos came in and ruined the chat with a 7-0 Ohio State score prediction already, or not prediction, but update. No, anything but the Buckeyes. I just got to tell you guys, on the other side of the break, I'll tell you why I hate the Buckeyes so much. And also some other transfer thoughts. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is brought to you by FanDuel. From big upsets to game-winning drives, the NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and $200 in bonus bets. That's guaranteed. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. The FanDuel app gives you everything you need for live bets, same parlays, and so much more. Visit the website and share betting lines around your team or league. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. All right, and as we ascend into, looks like 400 people in here in the live, I appreciate you guys for joining me during this game. Absolutely. Appreciate y'all, man. You guys have been so supportive. You do such a good job, man, of supporting the show and just everything, man. I mean, it really means a lot. You guys are the best fans, truly. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It means a lot. So I have a couple of thoughts, though. First of all, I don't like Ohio State. Here's why. I grew up in West Virginia and was forced. I say forced. I was forced to move to Ohio. What was it? 97. So in 97, I moved to Ohio. Obviously, I was young. I think I was in 6th or 7th grade. And so I've lived in Ohio on and off since then. And, of course, I had a lot of friends that were Ohio State fans. And, like I was there when Ohio State played Miami in 2001. And that should have been, Miami's game. And, anyway, my whole life, I haven't been able to sit down and have a conversation about West Virginia in the presence of these Ohio State fans. Truly, they feel like I shouldn't even be able to talk about sports because of how great they are. So obviously, I'm not a big fan of that, and so their fans have kind of run me off of Buckeyes. So not a big fan, and truly dislike them like on a pit level. So I want Texas to win today for sure. So okay, a few more transfer thoughts. I do want to update you guys on something. My favorite offensive lineman in the portal, William Reed, had a delay. Obviously, he's been visiting Georgia Tech the last couple of days. And when I tell you guys we need this guy, we need him. Like, this is an all-conference. In my opinion, if William Reed comes to West Virginia, he'll be an all-Big 12 performer. I love him that much. I truly do. If you go to @WillReed44 on X, you can find his highlights. It's right at the very top of the page. He absolutely dump trucks everybody he comes into contact with and is really like a Zach Frazier type player out on the right tackle spot side. Now, I don't know where they would play him, if they'll move Bosley to the left side, play him on the right or whatever. I don't know. But wherever he goes, he is a force of nature, man. He allowed almost no pressures. Did such a good job. He's visited a bunch of places. He's been to Virginia here lately. You can name it. He's got offers from Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, like I said. West Virginia, though, is truly got a real shot here. And unfortunately, his plane was delayed just when he was supposed to come to town today, man. But he is going to rectify the situation and is going to be in Morgantown, hopefully tomorrow. Just having to wait. I hope so, because man, this is an athletic, strong, and this is this is his best attribute is his physical strength. This guy absolutely bulldozes people, man, and it's really not close. He did such a good job, man, on tape. Like what he does with his hands is so much like Zach Frazier. He just punishes people. Gosh, man, I love it. So, and you guys know I'm a big offensive line guy as it is. But yeah, so Chase Wilson, that's a big get for us to go along with Justin Harrington, who at one point in time was the number one JUCO safety in the country. Life is good right now for us. Our transfer portal ranking shouldn't be at the bottom anymore. No doubt about it. Yeah, that's true. William Reed could have played at any Power 4 he wanted to, but he went Ivy League. And actually, he told me, let me read this quote from him because it's so good. I love what he said. Let me see. Let me find it. William Reed, there it is. He said, let's see. Okay. He said, yeah, man, I went the academic route. I definitely think it's cool, but I'm 100% about the coaching fit. I did the academic road with Princeton, and this next 1 to 2 years is going to be about football, winning, and going to the NFL. I do love me some Pat McAfee, though. Actually, that's a video I'm doing, by the way. So here's what I did. I have been interviewing all of our players that we've gotten in the portal. As of right now, I've got 16 answers on this. I wanted to quantify just what Pat McAfee means to the program. So each of the 16 guys that I've been able to contact in the portal that have committed to West Virginia, and a couple haven't yet or are supposed to or whatever, I've asked them all, like, okay, what do you think about Pat McAfee? The fact that he's probably going to be around a lot. He's going to be talking about the team a lot. He's going to be donating money to the team. And like, there's a good chance you might even be on the show if you guys play well enough. Like, does this matter to you? Is it a thing that you care about? Because I'm trying to figure out what Pat means. Like, try to put some kind of currency to it, like for us to kind of see, like, okay, especially when it comes to portal players, or especially when it comes to high school players or whatever, just trying to quantify it in some way. And so here we go. 2 out of those guys didn't even know who he was, which is, look, these guys, some of them are 19, 20 years old. So, and I'm not going to put names on this. 8 of the players said it was a huge part, like a huge part of, like, almost as big as one of the coaches' part. So, and that's like, I made sure in each one of these conversations, like, to tell me, like, okay, exactly how big. And one of the guys said, look, like, it's as, like, in his mind, West Virginia and Pat McAfee are synonymous. So, and then there was 4 guys. I'm trying to do this by memory because I don't have my notes right here. 4 guys said it was a great, like William Reed right here, said it's awesome. Pat McAfee thinks great, but I'm kind of making this decision obviously because of, I got to go to the NFL. Basically, I got to do this thing for myself, and it's all about coaching fit. So that makes sense too. And so I thought that was interesting. And so I thought I'm going to do a video on that in some way. Like, what is this impact that he's having on us? So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments, those of you that are commenting on this right now, if you would like to see the video. I would appreciate it, as we have almost 500 people in here now. Like the video, hit that subscribe button while you're here. Just move your mouse clicker or your finger over, or your thumb, or whatever you use, hit that subscribe button. Listen, by the way, I'm 50 people away from 4,000. So we've done that. If we get there, that'll mean we've done 1,300 subscribers in 20 or 31 days now. So that's pretty good. If we can keep that up, that's big time. We'll maybe catch Coos someday, who's way out in front. But listen, we're trying. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Share the video, please, if you can. Just click share, copy and paste the link into something like Facebook or X. And come back tomorrow. There's going to be news this weekend breaking. I'm almost sure, based on who hasn't committed yet. I'm almost sure there'll be more commitments before the weekend's out. So just show you that, to show you that as well. Other than that, guys, I don't have a lot else. I think it's an exciting time to be a part of the West Virginia football program. It's an exciting time to be following and covering it. And there's only more to go as the national semifinal plays right now. Let's think about this time next year. And can West Virginia somehow, against all odds, just one of these next 2 years sneak into it? I think that's something that's worth asking a question. And it's something worth dreaming about, guys. Are you a dreamer like I am? I dream, eat, sleep, and dream this one day being us. I hope it happens one day. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, thanks for being here. I'm out.